This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Last week, we talked about a story where, and look, I got nothing but respect for Peter King. He is one of the best in our business, one of the best insiders of all time. No doubt about that. But I have to laugh my ass off because last week he was talking about how the Dolphins should trade 4 first-round picks to get Joe Burrow, right? And, of course, I think that's absolutely asinine, okay? And I love Peter King. I got nothing against him. You know what I mean? But it doesn't matter if you're my best friend or you're my wife or you're Peter King. If I think your point is asinine, I'm going to tell you. Don't care who it is, okay? I don't. Really, I don't. It doesn't matter to me who you are.
Yeah, you like actually telling people that's an asinine thought.
Yeah. I don't even care if you're a billionaire, dude. I don't care if you're my boss. I will tell you it's a terrible idea. Guaranteed. Okay? So, that's where, I got to say, okay, Peter King, and I said it last week, I'm pretty consistent. I don't know what you're smoking, my brother, but that would be the dumbest thing in the world. You know how many one-year wonders are out there that fail in the NFL? And I'm not saying that Joe Burrow's going to fail. I like him too. And if Miami had the number 1 pick, I would tell you take Joe Burrow. But that's because you have the number 1 pick. I am not ever going to tell you, hey, trade up from 5 to 1 and trade all your first-rounders and trade next year's first-rounder to get up to Joe Burrow. Get the hell out of here, dude. Let him take Joe Burrow. That's fine. You'll find a quarterback. Don't panic. That's part of this game, too, is that you can't panic. And I kind of get that now from people out there. And if you're a team that, you understand this game, then panicking is not an option. So now Peter King has kind of changed his tune now. Because, well, not his tune, okay? He hasn't necessarily changed his tune. But what he is saying is that the Dolphins are now not really looking at Joe Burrow. Now he reports that Greer and Flores are against trading in order to get Burrow, which I think I've been telling you guys for a while now that they're not here to accumulate all these picks and then give them away. I think I've been telling you. By the way, Gar Foreman has been fired after 22 years as the Bulls GM. Wow. How many games did they lose the last week that they had to fire him? All right, anyway. So now you look at all this. I've been telling you guys from the get-go that I believe Chris Greer has accumulated all these picks because he wants to build a hell of a team. So whenever he adds a quarterback, you're not depending on Aaron Rodgers to carry you week in and week out. And you have to we watched it with Marino. We had one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. The guy would kill himself every week only to, win a lot of times, but then he would lose a lot, 38-35. And when you're the quarterback and you're going, man, our offense put up 35 points and we lost. Our offense put up 38 points and we lost. Our offense put up 28 points and we lost. You got to be scratching your head and wondering what the hell's going on here. And I think that it's kind of remember what I told you about, you look at what's gone on in football the last 20 years, how a lot of teams have either won it or gone really far and they haven't had a special quarterback. And then you look at the opposite side. Well, the Dolphins had a special quarterback for 17 years. And, yeah, they made it once to the Super Bowl and they got their asses kicked because the other team had an offensive line, had a defense, and had a running game. Danny just had a passing game and a good line. It wasn't a great run-blocking line, but it was a good pass-blocking line. And it also helped that he had the quickest radar and the quickest release, and he made a decision quickly and didn't hold on to the ball. So he made life easy for whoever was the offensive lineman. But, that's why you look at the different things going on, and yeah, it's nice to get a stud that can make plays and carry you and all of that, but I don't think you want it in a position where you don't have all the other pieces. And I think that's what they're trying to accomplish. So if you hit on James Morgan from FIU and you draft him in the 3rd or 4th rounds, and all of a sudden he turns into a competent starting quarterback, your team is freaking loaded for James Morgan. If you draft Anthony Gordon, and Anthony Gordon out of Washington State comes through, and all of a sudden you didn't have to trade up, you didn't have to give away capital, you have all your draft capital. You drafted Anthony Gordon when he fell to you in the 2nd or 3rd rounds, and you developed him, and he turned into a quarterback. That's why, and when Peter King now, I know what he says he wants to do. Now he unearths information that says that Flores and Greer are against trading for Joe Burrow. So whatever he wanted to do, he realized that those guys, they're actually going to do sensible things. They're not going to do stuff that just doesn't make any sense. And trading 4 first-round picks for a kid that's done it one time and everything could have just gone his way that 1 year. You just never know. He wasn't impressive the year before. He wasn't impressive at Ohio State. So then all of a sudden you're going to take a guy off of 1 year and you're going to trade 4 first-rounders for him. Greer and Flores are not that stupid to do that. You have set yourself up now to add all kinds of really good players on your team in the next 2 years. Don't give them away for a gamble. You gamble enough as it is in the damn draft. You don't need to do this. You don't need this gamble too. You know what I'm saying? So 4 first-rounders, no. But Peter King looks like maybe he got some good information. I don't know. We'll see. These guys don't talk much. But Peter's pretty good. And he is getting a feel for that Greer and Flores don't want to make that move.